Hey, so this is the Flipping and Wholesaling in New York show, and we're going to talk today about cold calling. So I want to tell you something interesting. I have a friend, part of a mastermind, Josh Hines. He has a great Facebook group called the Lead Gen Underground, and Josh mentioned something over the last couple of days, and I've been thinking about it. And I'm changing my script. I'm changing my cold calling script, first time in a long time. So basically, in the script, there's four pillars of motivation that we look for. So the order was before it was a condition. So I'd say, tell me a little bit about the house, and what would happen was I usually get them talking about the property. I get condition from them, and then I talk about time frame, then I talk about reasoning, and then I talk about the fourth pillar, which is price. So what Josh mentioned, and I think it's genius, is that you should not get into condition, because condition usually takes the longest time. They talk about, the grandfather built the thing with their bare hands, or there's a couple of issues here, whatever. But the what Josh said, and I think it's great, is Josh said, is this too high? I think this is too, okay. What Josh said is that you should start with time and reason first. So ask them when they want to sell, which is something I asked after condition. And we all know that good answers that they're going to say is immediately, yesterday, right away, in 2 weeks. And the bad answers are going to be, I don't know, I'm in no rush. And then ask them about why they're selling. We know the good answers for that are whatever the reasons are. I got to get out of here, or my kid's in jail and I got to bail him out. And the bad reasons are, I'm in no rush. You called me. So if you start with those, you can just eliminate people who are not really motivated to sell. And I have probably wasted a lot of time talking to people about the condition of their property when afterwards they've told me that they didn't really want to sell. So I think it's genius to start with time and motivation before you deal with condition. And I'm going to change my script to do that right away. So a couple of things to talk about. So one of my students is closing his first deal next week. I'm really excited. I think that's great. I think he's making around $25,000 on it, which is amazing. And I think that I'm really excited about that. And if you want a copy of the script that I'm changing to, then I'm going to make a small change. So I'm just going to change the order. Just let me know in the comments. Also, if you like these videos, please click like. And if you're on Facebook, then above you'll see the 7 ways that I can help you if you want to flip in New York. If you're watching on YouTube, then it's below. Comments are responded to right away. If you want a copy of the script, let me know. I'll get you a copy. I'll shoot an email, but give me your email address. And what else? All right, so we're talking about cold calling today. So the number one do and number one don't of cold calling today. The number one do of cold calling is you've got to learn the script. So the script shouldn't sound robotic. You have to go over it enough times that you are comfortable with it. And then you stick to it, because it really prevents you from missing anything. So you have to learn the script. The don't is that you can't be discouraged by people who tell you to basically go screw yourself. I am told all the time horrible things by people, and I don't even do most of the cold calling myself. I have cold callers to do it, but even via text or any other lead marketing channel that you're using, people are going to tell you to basically go to hell. I got told recently to die in a fire. I got told something even worse via texting. So it happens. You can't be discouraged by it. It's part of the business. It's part of how it works. When you're talking to a lot of people and asking them for something, a lot of them are not open to listening to you. A lot of them think that real estate investors, my hair is really screwed up, real estate investors are trying to rip you off. So it's important not to be discouraged when people tell you to go to hell. And most people are going to tell you no. On any marketing channel, that's what's going to happen. Any kind of outbound marketing channel, that's what's going to happen. So you can't be discouraged by it. So the number one do is to learn the script, make the script sound natural, make the script sound natural in words that you use. Sometimes there are scripts, and sometimes the language doesn't feel perfect. So you want to then make that script your own. So that's really important when you're doing this. People feel like if they're scripted, that they're going to sound robotic. But if you learn the script and you make the script your own, then you can say the script in a way that sounds natural to you, and that way it's going to sound natural to the person you're talking to. So cold calling is great. I would say do it first before you outsource it. I did it myself before I outsourced it. I have 3 callers now in the Philippines, and I think that it's important for you to sort of feel what kind of feedback you're going to get from people who are who are you're speaking to, right? Because and again, there's only 5 things people can tell. Well, 6 things people can tell you when you cold call. They can tell you no. Most people are going to tell you no. They can tell you yes, and then you have to start qualifying them. They can tell you maybe, right? I'm selling it in 6 months. Then you want to decide whether you want to qualify them now or just put them in a follow-up campaign. They can say, who are you? They can say, how'd you get my number? And they're going to say, how much are you offering, right? A quick BS saying, what's your number? So we get a lot of that, and you need to be able to respond to all of them. But it's really only a version of those 6 things. It's not, they're not going to say crazy things to you. It's all versions of the same 6 things. So you need to be, you need to get comfortable enough on the phone that you don't get flustered when somebody says something that's maybe offensive, like go to hell, die in a fire, something like that. And you need to be comfortable enough that when somebody says, yes, I am interested in selling, that you can ask them the questions to qualify them and see if they're a real lead and if it's worth an appointment or not. Because sometimes you'll call people to say I'm selling, and then you'll find out it's listed for sale, and it may never be a deal. It may be listed for sale for way more than they can even get retail, listing. So you need to go through those things and qualify those people. Again, those are the 4 pillars of motivation from Brent Daniels at TTP and I'm going to put them in the order that I'm going to use now, which is time, motivation, the reason. The third one is condition, what's condition of the property, and the fourth is price. And there's a whole system to get price that we use from John Martinez and Greg Helbeck, which is a takeaway system. We try and get people to tell us what price they want. And very often people who have no interest in telling you what the price is will tell you the price if you use the right language. So again, if you're interested in the script that I use, and it's changing today because I'm switching the order from Josh Hines, then please just shoot me a comment in Facebook or in YouTube, and I'll send it to you right away. So thank you very much for watching.